Also, it's incredibly hot in my house. I'm sorry. I was wearing a dress shirt. I was professional. I'm in a tank top now. It happened.
I'm never gonna dance again. No, stop that, Ryan. After doing my solemn duty of lightheartedly taking the mick out of an LEC casting situation, we're back with the Fantasy League, Week 4. As it stands, Duncan is currently tearing people a new one, but will the last games of the first round robin change anything? Let's find out. Incoming Week 4 rundown. Right, first up, XL versus Vitality. A slightly even game, but it did end up going the way of XL eventually. They ended up with 4 out of the 6 objectives: the Tower, the Baron, the First Blood, and the good old Winnie Winnie. Vitality did have an okay game, and they did end up with the Dragon and the Herald, but it just wasn't happening for them. XL win the game 12-5. So, it was Shelka and Mad Lion's turn next, and Shelka ended up getting quite a lot of the objectives. They ended up with 4 of them. They got the first Tower, the first Dragon, the first Herald, and the First Blood. Now, Mad Lions, though, got the important stuff. They got themselves a good team fight, got themselves the Baron, and ended up with a nice win. And quite a few kills on the counter as well. By the end of it, it was 21-4. Oh, here was a game. Fnatic, off a 4-loss streak, and SK, after their strong performance at the beginning of the split, didn't really do much better. Fnatic ended up with 5 out of the 6 objectives. They ended up getting the Tower, the Herald, the Baron, the First Blood, and good old Winnie Winnie. SK did get themselves the Dragon, as SK seemed to do, but it didn't help them. 17-11 in Fnatic's favour. It was Rogue versus Origin next, and Rogue wanted to get that dominance and getting back to the top of the table. Ended up with 4 out of the 6 objectives. They ended up with the Tower, the Herald, the Baron, and the win. Origin did try, and they ended up with the Dragon and the First Blood, which was late, but the game ended in Rogue's favour, but not in kills. Last game, Misfits and G2 squaring off, and G2, they had enough. They didn't want to be losing to Misfits at that part of the split. They ended up with every single one of the objectives. They wanted this game and they wanted it bad. Did Misfits try and stop them? Slightly. But the game ended 22-8 in G2's favour. Right, Rogue versus SK to start off the Saturday. And Rogue, they just wanted that nice old sweep themselves as well. Again, another game, another time that they took every one of the 6 objectives. It's not like SK were not wanting them to do it, they just couldn't help it. It was just another dominant performance by Rogue. 20 kills to 6. But this was where all sense of normality for the split ended. We ended up with Vitality versus Origin, and they went all in on this. And they got 4 out of the 6 objectives: the Tower, the Baron, the First Blood, and the win, virtually doubling their performance in the split so far. Origin did get a consolatory Dragon and Herald, but Vitality got a pentakill. And now, Fnatic versus Shelka. And yeah, Shelka have had enough. after 8 straight losses, they got their first win. And also took the Herald, the Baron, and the First Blood as well. Fnatic ended up with the Tower and the First Dragon, and quite a set of bruised egos afterwards, as Shelka dominated 15 kills to 1. Then G2 versus XL, another game where the lower base team had enough. XL ended up with 4 objectives out of the 6, the Tower, the Herald, the Baron, and they also won. But they also did the best thing you could have possibly seen. We're going to see the best bit of commentary from the best steal of the split so far. Here it is.
So realize they can't fight. Oh, what the? No, what? What? How did he? What? What? I don't even know how he got that. Mickey's gonna jump in now. Yankos, how did what? Patrick's dominating. I don't even understand.
Oh yeah, G2 also got a dragon in the First Blood, but they still lost. Wrapping it up with Game 5, and it was Misfits versus Mad Lions. Mad Lions at the top of the leaderboard. But, dear God, again, throw the rules of the split out the window. Misfits did only get 3 of the objectives, mind. They got the Dragon and the Baron, but they got the win. Mad Lions, therefore, ended up with the Tower, the Herald, and the First Blood. But this should not have happened. Right, week 4, in the can. It's all done. Let's see who won the week, though. Well, it wasn't any of the 5 that you saw on the screen. Not to say that they didn't do well. D had an unfortunate performance, most likely based off the poor SK games. Andrea just missed out on the top 4 for that week, as you can see in the little prediction boards that are on the screen right now. But the question there, though, is through all this, who is really looking for the wins of the week? Well, it's probably the people who had hit the top 4. So there they are. Martin ended up with 40 out of 70 points for that week, followed by Duncan on 38, and then me and Sapphire on 37. So it was a close one, but we'll bring up some more prediction boxes so you can kind of see where everything went on this. There we are. And now it's time to actually show who's leading at the first half of this Fantasy League first round. So, in 9th, Sapphire 146 points, Stefan at 149, Darius at 152, Terry 154, and Martin narrowly missing out at 155. But then we got D at 157, Andrew at 159, myself at 165, and winning so far at Duncan at 171. But will he stay there? We'll find out in 2 weeks' time as we take a break, as the LEC does, but we will see you then. Farewell.